Since my political awakening in 2017, I've learned a lot about politics and how it affects people or what causes people to vote the way they do. And what a lot of blacks I feel don't understand is that you're nothing more than a political pawn being used by whatever party to get votes. Because if we're being honest, most politicians aren't really virtuous or people of integrity. They're people usually who say whatever needs to be said to get the vote to be in power. They're not really people who want to see change in the world. And that's what I feel when it comes to Democrats and black people. 90% of Democrats' votes are from black people. So because of that, there is a need to have black people continue to vote Democrat. Anyone can tell you, or you can look for yourself, that Democrat-run cities are usually crap holes. A lot of crime, ugly cities, not much options for better schooling. For black people, don't you always realize whenever election time comes, there's always some big prominent racial issue that comes into play? Like, I think it's no shock about the whole BLM stuff back in 2020. Of course, they needed to get black people emotionally riled up so they can go to the voting booth and vote for Democrats, people who have been oppressing them for years. And you always see that they promise you all these things, but when they actually get in power, it's like they don't really do anything for you. That was the biggest why or thing I would question all the time, is why do you keep voting for a party that clearly doesn't do anything to help you? I mean, that's literally the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. And even back in 2020, throughout those years, I can see that black people were being used to push socialism and communism, that the system's unfair and that we gotta do something with the government to make it an even playing field for everybody. That's literally socialism. Or even the whole reparations argument. I would understand that argument if it was closer to the end of slavery. Like if slavery just ended, the government probably giving some money to help those who don't have it. But right now, there's no possible way to determine who gets reparations. My parents are not from America, so am I excluded from that because I'm a first generation American? Or even pushing the conversation, it's basically saying that government has to solve all of our problems, therefore making government God, in which that's what socialists and communists want, where the government, the state, is the ultimate authority. If I'm being honest, Democrats don't really care about black people. They use black people to push their own agenda, and black people fall for it. And they know that things of race and racism and systematic oppression is stuff that gets black people extremely emotional. So it's like they use that talking point to get black people so emotionally riled up that when you go to the booth, you vote Democrat, when you don't really think logically what they're doing or logically what actually the black community needs to improve. Like, if I'm being completely honest, a lot of black people do not know how to handle money. And anyone will tell you when you throw money at somebody who doesn't know how to manage it, it's only going to destroy them. We don't talk about those actual issues, that we have a bad foundation when it comes to family, because family is the first government. You mess up the family, everything else messes up, because a lot of us are birthed out of wedlock. About 75% of us. We got no daddy in the home. It's a cultural problem. But Democrats won't talk about the things that black people actually need to change to improve. They just want to keep you in a state of emotionalism, have you tell you that the white man's evil, Republicans hate you, so you go to the booth, put them in power, and then they do nothing to actually change your situation. And now it's happening that there is a big awakening of black people that don't just serve Democrats anymore, or they're not a slave to voting Democrats, because presidents or candidates like Trump have gotten increased support from the black community. And I think the Democrats know that, so what they're doing is that they're flooding all these immigrants into our country, giving them free stuff, hoping that they'll vote Democrat. And many black people are noticing that, hey, you guys are treating these illegal immigrants better than us. Because for Democrats, it's all about the vote. What can get us in office? What can get us in power? If they see that black people are no longer useful, of course, they're not going to use us anymore. They're going to disregard us. Because the Democrats and leftists, they want to keep you on welfare. They want to keep you relying on government for help. They don't want you to be your own man, have your own business, go out there and conquer the world. They want you dependent and slave-minded. Because again, even going back to BLM, the leaders were Marxists who wanted to destroy the nuclear family. I'm sorry, but wherever communism and socialism is, the people suffer because emotions were high. People weren't thinking clearly. Because when you're overly emotional, you can't reason with those kind of people who are overly emotional. And that's why they always say Democrats are the party where it comes to emotions and feelings about humanity, and I guess Republicans are more so logical and factual. But even Republicans too, I feel like they don't even care as much as they think they do. So the bottom line is you have to vote for people or put them in office, the people you want, who will actually make change to help your communities. And not just vote for a party that says they hate racism and they want to help black people, but whenever you get in power, you do absolutely nothing. Obama did nothing to help the state of black people in America. We've been the same since he got in office. And not allow yourself to be used by people who just want to use you as political pawns so they can push their own agenda. And when they see you're no longer useful, they push you to the side. And I'm not going to say, oh, come to the Republican side, because there's a lot of things about Republicans I don't like. However, the main thing is wake up and see that you're just being used. You're nothing more than a political pawn to push the agendas of the leftists and the Democrats. Democrats that will have you destroy your own cities, not teach you how to make money, how to go out there and start your own business, but to rely on the government for your income. Those are people who want you to be slaves. Yeah, man. I mean, that's a subject that I care about them a lot. How I've seen over the years Democrats just use black people for their own agendas. But let me know what you guys think. Do you agree, disagree? What's your thoughts on everything I've said down below? Also, if you're interested, please check out one of these videos here. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.